I should be able to get the Wi-Fi. I don't know where I was going. I'm just doing it now. It should be okay.
So
One person in there.
Like her vulva's really throbbing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a cell phone attachment?
That's in my hand.
Oh,
Trying
sweet.
to get that, but I don't know if this one's going to be.
You could probably put it through the fence.
I don't want to get it in there.
No, like between the fence posts. Like
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. But I gotta get them.
Yeah, they all go.
Hopefully this one's going to work. It fits.
It's so funny. All this shit was for Ben and Meg. There's no on air light. My bad.
Okay, how does that work now? Am I gonna have to take this out of a case?
You should.
I don't think so. It gets that big.
Yeah, I'm doing it. All right, you're in business.
Okay, do you want to help me get in there with
Yeah.
Here, give me the light.
battery lights?
I don't know why you were so quiet.
What's up, Stivers? Yeah, why am I whispering?
Oh, no.
Kind of like I gotta sneak up on the cow or something. She's got to get used to us being out here. She was laying down. I'll let you be in charge of that. Ooh, put it up on the ladder. All right,
Gotta
good.
blind everyone here.
While she's up there, I'm gonna get in there.
Hey, baby.
What?
Want some coffee?
Huh?
Want some coffee?
Yes, ma'am. Let me get in here first.
Why are you trying to get in here?
Just in case something happens, I'm already in here.
Should not.
She's not ready yet.
I don't know. I'm just getting nervous. I wasn't this nervous when you were giving birth.
Well, I don't know why you're worrying about it, because...
She's the first time.
So? She's just got mucus. She's not even, I mean, I don't see... What you call it?
There was some drainage and stuff right there on the ground.
There's no hoof, no nothing.
Does that work?
Yeah, that's good.
Do you want to go get a clamp
Yeah.
so we can?
Yeah, you got clamps in your truck, and you got to go back in the shop, do we?
If I take the light away, though,
In the house.
if she's in here, that doesn't do anything.
I didn't do anything in here either.
If you had that over
I
here,
can move the ladder, yeah.
yeah. Just don't want to.
You have to excuse him, guys. He's just an Air Force dude.
Oh no!
So if
Look
I
at
take
her
that away,
looking at you, she's like,
You are an idiot.
I'm not the one that.
I love this. I'm curious as well. How long does this typically take? Oh, this could be all night, y'all. But I don't think they have. Okay, yeah, they do have. Earlier, we couldn't hear anything from y'all. It was
That's
just
'cause
because
we
y'all
were
were being
whispering.
quiet.
We were
Being
whispering.
quiet. Yeah.
You're whispering.
I was like, let me go up there and check. Who? Did y'all take it off of Wi-Fi?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. But it's not buffering.
It was buffering for me. I had to take mine off of Wi-Fi. You guys are awesome, but I think she's gonna be a while.
I think she's going to be too. I'd feel a lot better if she'd lay back down. Whoa, what is that?
Blood, look like?
What, did you see that?
On the side of her bag?
Yeah.
Yeah. I did see something. I did see something.
Probably need to move this stuff before somebody dies.
Calf Watch 2020. This just in.
Live.
The cervix is ripening and the mucus plug has been expelled.
See, this is the cool part of homesteading. This is the...
The 45 degrees out here?
Yeah. I thought you were going to start a fire in the fireplace.
Oh, you want to?
Yes.
Who's up for an all-nighter? She is beautiful. Thank you. She
Thank
really
you.
is. We're very fortunate. What's coming from her nose? Did she lick herself and she's got like mucus or something?
Well, I mean, you kind of got a snotty face when you were giving birth.
If only she knew her birth was being broadcast live on YouTube. I know, right? She's like, do you mind, humans? I really do. Like, I want to keep an eye on her, make sure she's not stressed. Is this y'all's first calf? No, we've had calves before. This is just her first calf.
You got to turn that way for the phone.
This is her first calf, and we just want to make sure, with as much that we have riding on this, we want to make sure that we don't have to pull or anything like that, because we're not sure who daddy is. We don't know if it's going to be a large calf, small calf.
Well,
So
it can-
Homestead in the Highlands was telling me that Asher, whenever their sheep are getting ready to lamb, he'll go out there and he'll show them pictures of them lambing, or maybe it was goats kidding. Either way, So that he'd go out there and show them pictures like, this is what you're gonna have, and this is what, she's like, you should show her, this is what you're gonna have. She looks in great condition, so that will help with the birth. Right. She is definitely, isn't Calf Pal the younger? Yes.
Yes,
she
she's
is
the youngest one.
She is 2 in April.
I thought you were about to say in 8 years.
3?
And I was like, what? Calf Pal's 2 in 8 years. I don't know what that means.
She a beekeeper?
Just show her some of the other calves calving on YouTube.
8 years.
But she is definitely healthy. We've been keeping an eye on her, making sure that she's progressing along. We've been watching her the last 2 days. Her bag seems like it's been filling up more today than it was yesterday.
And we brought her up here yesterday. The butcher, baker, and queso maker helped us build this calf shed and corral yesterday. We built it all out of recycled materials. And come on out here, big girl. Ain't nobody gonna mess with you.
Back away from her. Let her. Does she have?
Yeah,
She has water.
there's water. We could probably afford to give her some more. Calf Pal, meet YouTube. YouTube, meet Calf Pal.
You gonna have a baby? Are you gonna have a baby, big girl?
We're here to help you, baby, if you need it.
Not on me. Hey, hey, Nanda. Nice to meet you, baby. Everybody's saying hi, Calf Pal. Look,
What kind is she? She is a crossbreed between a Jersey Holstein,
Holstein.
a Jersey Holstein, and a Hereford.
If you don't know who the daddy is, probably a hussy too.
Yeah. So Daddy was a 2,000-pound Hereford,
He was more than 2.
and Mom was Daisy, who is Jersey Holstein cross.
Mm-hmm.
So, but she's been bred by either, more than likely, Freckles, who is our Texas Longhorn.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I think is going to be interesting if she, is that if it is Freckles, more than likely, I'm wondering if the brown and white is going to come back from the Hereford in her
Yeah.
bloodline. If we're going to see the brown or if we're still going to see the black. So that's what we're kind of wondering.
And y'all, we'll be doing this probably again in about a month because
FYI, you need to fix your Amazon store link on YouTube. It has a typo and won't let people use the link.
okay, thank you for that. I will definitely
All right,
get on
Josh,
that.
we'll see you.
That might be why we haven't seen any activity on that.
Whiskey.
And but Daisy, her bag started filling up the other day, and so their bags usually start to fill up when they're about 6 weeks out, and so
They start.
Now the reason why we brought her up here is because from her vulva we were witnessing discharge earlier this afternoon. There was a little bit of bloody discharge.
Which
Now-
is normal.
We have a lot more discharge, but no plug yet. Once the plug comes out, we're probably looking at maybe 30 minutes.
Well, anywhere
Tops.
from 30 minutes to sometimes it's a couple hours. So, do you ever trim cow hooves? We've not had to.
We live in the granite capital of
Yeah.
the world, so there is and plus we have a creek bed in the bottom, and there's enough river rock and natural just granite coming up out of the ground in spots that they pretty much
Yeah,
So far, we've been up here about what, 6 years, 7
yeah,
years?
we've been up here 6 years, and the one who would probably have the most trouble would be the oldest, which is Daisy, and she has no problem. So we kind of keep an eye on it, but we've never seen anything where the hooves look like they could be a problem. So, but we do keep an eye on it because we've heard of so many people having issues with them, with them growing crooked or like growing on top of each other.
And I'm very excited for this one. For some reason, and again, I have absolutely no problem admitting when I'm wrong, but look how her tail's going up. That's a good sign. But for some reason, I don't know why, and I guess there was a part of me that was thinking the girls were gonna be out there, and Daisy was gonna be like, I'm the oldest, I want some loving first. She was gonna be the last one to throw. But in all reality, it's happening like it is because she is the youngest and the less dominant out there. That Freckles didn't really have to work very hard to put his dominance on her. Where with Daisy, he did. Now Delma is not bred, I don't think.
No.
And
If she is, it's not nearly as
what are you doing?
It won't let me look.
No, it won't. I already tried.
Okay. Why isn't there we go. But
I don't know what's going on.
it's fine. It's not yeah. One of my cows has been calling, thinks she's telling Calf Pal what to do. I know, right?
That would be nice.
So somebody had a joke earlier and said, "You got her up there yesterday with no incident, right?"
Who said that?
Cattywampus, because I told the whole story of
Yeah,
exactly
she's got jokes.
just how dramatic that was yesterday. Look, I'll tell you, I'm dreading having to go into the bathtub tonight because I know it's gonna burn. I've got scratches and scrapes all over. So, I think somebody asked something else that I think I missed earlier.
If you went in the house and just turned the Wi-Fi off, would that disconnect us?
Mm-hmm. I think that was it. We are breeding Angus and Beefmaster at the family farm.
Are we gonna do a Calf Pal cam
Like
like April
April?
the giraffe?
I wish we could.
I was thinking about it. I was thinking about setting up some type of a stand out here and connecting the laptop and putting the extra thing on there. If she doesn't show any advancements more here in the next couple of hours, I'll probably set that up first thing in the morning and just come out here with a good extension cord and plug in.
I mean, it's very possible we could close this out in a little while and come out in the morning and there's a calf on the ground.
There's a calf on the ground.
Because that's one of the things. Yeah, that's what. So Tinker's wife said she may drop the calf the minute you stop watching.
Yeah.
More than likely, that's probably what's going to happen. Because
I'll watch the Calf Pal cam. At least it's not snowing. Amen. She was born during the middle of a sleet storm here last year. Robin kept saying that Daisy was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept saying, no, she's fooled us too many times. And
I think deep down you probably knew she was pregnant, but you just didn't want yourself to get excited because we had been disappointed so many times.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the thing. Mom on a Budget wants to know, what are your recommendations for new farmers or homesteaders? Any animal recommendations other than chickens and ducks? We only have about 5 acres.
About 5 acres. I personally believe that every homestead should have a pig. The Irish call the pig the gentleman who pays the rent because pigs can go in and they can help you clear out areas. Um, they'll root stuff up, turn the ground over for you, and fertilize it. And then when they get, buy you a spring piglet that's been weaned, a weaner, and let them work through you through the summertime, and then go ahead and process him in the fall, winter, and put him to work.
Yeah.
Put him to work in areas that you want cleaned out in on your homestead. We use pigs. That's exactly what we do.
Yeah, get strong fences for pigs. Ours escape daily.
Yeah, well, we're working with the same company that Jess and Jeremiah are, Gallagher, with the electric fencing. And the gentleman the representative he came here and visited our homestead on Thursday, and he's going to go check on some things with his supervisor with some questions that I had. And he's supposed to be getting back in touch with me. And we're probably going to be doing some different type of hog fencing with their chargers, because that's one of the things that we were having an issue with the Premier One fencing also, was that the American guinea hogs were just going right through it like it was nobody's business. And so we're hoping that with a more powerful solar charger that they offer, that will prevent that. And then you'll be able to move them around more freely. Like, we have 5 piglets that we are itching to get behind some type of an electric fencing and to bounce them around.
And these guys probably will be okay because they're not that guinea hog. Oh, you know what? She brought all those chairs. Those chairs are in the schoolhouse, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so. You want to go get them?
Not particularly.
And then, but with 5 acres now, in all honesty, when Robin and I first started, on 5 acres, we housed, and that's the key phrase in my sentence. We had, on 5 acres, we had chickens, we had turkeys, we had rabbits, quail, ducks, pigs, a couple of goats, and our first beef cow, and then we got our first dairy cow. Now, why I say I use the term housed is because a lot of our neighbors around us wanted, basically kind of let us use their front lawns and stuff as our pastures, because they saw what rotating the one cow and the chickens in our little eggmobile did for ours, and they wanted that same thing with their grass. And so we were able to keep that many animals on there because of that. So if you have neighbors, you can always talk to them about using their lawns and stuff with the purpose of doing some grazing. And that will help out both parties. And so you could be able to keep more then. Now that red glow is the butcher and the baker are over there, and they started us a little bonfire so we can go over there and stay warm and stuff like that. Somebody asked, I didn't miss your question, but somebody asked, is this her first calf? And the answer to that question is yes. Calf Pal is 2 years old. She was born 2 years ago, about this same time, in the middle of an ice sleet storm that we had here in Georgia. So it's only right that she's going to be giving birth at the same time that she was born. But she got herself a little itch right now. how many cows can you house on 5 acres? Well, Carl, that really depends on what your 5 acres look like. Do you have a lot of forest, a lot of woodlands on your 5 acres? Is a lot of pasture? And then how much pasture, how good is your pasture grass to be able to support them? But if all you're going to have is cows and you've got the pasture for those cows, you could probably, if you're going to do the intense grazing, then you could probably house 10 to 20. It really depends on your what your pasture grass looks like, how healthy your pastures are, to be able to go and bounce them. Mm-hmm.
So if you want to know the carrying capacity of your pasture, you can always reach out to your local agricultural university extension. They're usually land grant universities in and around where you live, and some will do it for free. Others do it for a small fee, where they'll actually, it's called hooping your pasture. They'll come out with hoops and they'll throw them down randomly, and they take a random sampling of the vegetative growth of the pasture, and then they can calculate what's called an AMU, animal month unit, and then they can calculate the carrying capacity of the pasture as it relates to a cow calf pair or a lamb and I think 2 ewes. So there are, and a lot of those extension services are free or very low cost. We had them come out to our property in Oregon to help us figure out an invasive weed, and they were like guys that had nothing to do, so they were super excited to have something to do, and they came out and they were just like nerds of the highest order with that agricultural stuff. It worked out really good. So that's always another way to figure out more specifically, more precisely what your land can support.
Another channel, hold on, let me pull this back up here. Let me see if I can get it to come back up. Somebody make a comment real quick for me. I need to pull up a question somebody had. Let's see, can I do it like this? Yeah, all right, there we go. Come on. When cows birth, I think this is Moon Farm. When cows birth, do they have contractions that get closer together like humans? I think so. We have watched cows in the past go through more of a labor intense breathing, and they also do push all on their own when it gets to be that time. So it's always kind of nerve-wracking to me when you know it's one of your babies. Now, you know one thing I did not think about, Robin? This calf being born is going to be 100% ours.
Right.
And what I mean by that is Calf Pal was born because Daisy jumped the fence and got impregnated by her boyfriend, the Hereford. And then she came back all on her own and had Calf Pal. Well, Calf Pal was born here on our Forever Homestead. We purchased the Longhorn bull, and he's been here, and so he's ours. So this calf coming out of here will be 100% Big Bear Homestead calf. Yeah, mini Herefords, nice. 55 chickens, 7 turkeys, 3 pregnant goats. So that's something that's really cool. I didn't think about that till just now. You know? As long as Paul don't burn the homestead down.
Are you kidding? That's awesome.
Yeah, but look at all the sparky sparks. Oh, we just had a bunch of rain.
Georgia in January. You have a thing here called 100% humidity.
31 head of minis and calves. That's crazy.
Okay, we're gonna get a good shot of her backside right now. I don't know if you guys can see it in there. I don't like the sound of that.
She did it yesterday too.
She just coughed twice.
I really feel like though that's part of. Because she, I don't know. She didn't look
There's some
like-
discharge there. If you see where the spotlight is on her tail, everybody, you can see a couple of leaves that are caught right there. That's some discharge coming out. That's where the plug is going to come out, and it'll probably be coming out pretty soon.
Cough could be from the smoke of the fire. You know, that was a good point. Yesterday we had that going yesterday too. And the smoke was drifting that way. I wonder, that's a possibility.
Yeah, but the smoke's not drifting this way.
I don't know.
Now, that noise that you're hearing right now, that's the American guinea hogs that we have, and they are wrestling over positions for sleep.
Look, somebody asked, do you think she'll have twins?
No.
She's not big enough.
No, she's not big enough for twins, and I pray, and I need y'all to pray that twins don't come out of there either. Because unlike goats or sheep, twins is not a good thing in cows.
What's she doing? Scratching?
She's scratching an itch.
See, all I can see is her backside and she's moving.
So Jason, tell us a little bit about that wall behind her. It's
It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah, if you have two females, neither one of them will be fertile.
Yep. No, if they both come out female, they're fine.
I thought they were not fine.
No, if it comes out male female,
Then they're not.
they're both done. Yeah.
Yeah. I knew it was one way or the other. I always get them mixed up.
Yeah. So y'all please pray that we don't have twins.
you cross water buffaloes. But like,
Yeah.
I would think so. There's a guy in Anderson.
Now, one of the traits, more than likely, this will be a bull calf, because most of the time in cattle, your very first time, they usually throw a bull. Then usually even the second time they throw a bull, and then usually the third time it's a heifer calf. So, so more than likely this is going to be a bull calf.
she progressed pretty fast.
What time is it there? That I do not know. Carl, where do you live? And I would never go out and get a loan to get livestock. Right now, the price of cattle is low, and it's only going to get lower. So I would start putting money aside if you want to get into cattle to pay cash for those. It's Sunday here. Sunday night. Boy, you know, she's doing the same thing her mama did. You know that one time when with Daisy, it seemed like she always had an itch up underneath her neck, and
She was doing that a lot yesterday. That's what she was rubbing up
and
against.
then look what she's doing right now.
I know. She's been doing that for like the last 2 days.
It's like she's nudging it, like get it out
Right.
of me.
That's what she was doing that yesterday. Remember I kept telling you she was literally like.
This is her first one.
I asked Cheryl about it yesterday, and she was like, you know, it could just be they determined to get into.
You had one that your first three were girls? That's cool. That's very rare. Most of the time with cattle, it's a bull, the first one. Now, these girls do have a very unique trait. And it is kind of, I say it's unique, but some people that I talk to, they say it's kind of common. She has an extra 2 or 1 teat.
2
She has an extra 2 teats.
instead of 4.
She has 6 instead of 4. Daisy's first calf was a bull calf. He tasted very good. Carl wants to know how much does it cost to fence off 5 acres. That really depends on you, Carl, and how you want to fence it. You know, you want to do hog fencing or cattle paneling, that's obviously going to be more expensive. If you want to do bob wire, that's going to be cheaper. You want to do just electrical, you know, that may be a little bit more expensive. You want to do just welded wire, that may be depending on the price in your area. You know, I can't give you an honest answer on that one. I like using pallets for exterior fencing. And mostly that's because we have a wild pig problem here, and that helps keep them out. Plus, most of the time, pallets are free. Yeah, and that's a good point. Depends if you're going to do all the labor. That's a good point there, Fishers. But you would assume that if they're going to get into this lifestyle, that they would be wanting to do their things themselves. Do we do T-post in our pallets? We have in the past. See, I'm in a very unique situation. Robin works for a granite shed, or not a granite shed, but a granite supply company. And so when granite countertops or slabs of granite come in from China or any over the world, they come on heat-treated pallets. Now, these pallets obviously have to be strong to be able to support the weight of these slabs of granite. So there's 4x4s, 3x3s, 2x6s, 2x8s, 2x10s, all in these pallets. And so we get some pretty good solid lumber to be able to use that way. And Carl asked the question, is it possible to get somebody to help you finance your cows? I mean, I guess all things are possible, Carl, but I guess my question to you would be, why would you want to do that? especially right now when cattle's cheap and you can save up your money and go to the sale. I don't have horses, Carl. What's so funny?
Not you.
Yeah, the pigs just they I guess they want their time on camera too.
We're telling heifer jokes.
And that's not the pigs doing the wild thing. That is a pig scratching on the side of the barn. Just want to go ahead and clear that. This is still a family-friendly live stream, and that is not the pigs getting busy. Now those back two teats that you can probably see right there, we will not be able to milk those. I think Paul from the baker, I think he's gonna try to cut them off with a sawzall. And
No, you're not. That's mean.
no, he ain't gonna do that.
Yeah, so Elsa had a good point. If you can't afford the animal up front, can you really afford to keep them?
That's right.
I mean, if you can't get out of the dairy and it drops, we'll drop bull calf for $200.
Well, way to go, Sarah. Way to go, Sarah. Carl, if you work with your cattle, you won't have to quote unquote wrangle them.
Dairies, tell Carl to go look at the dairy.
Right now, goats are more expensive than cows. You can get some bottle-fed cows for anywhere from $50 to $100. So this is the time if you really wanted to get into cattle, you could. Do I put them in the barn every night? No, she's been staying up in here because it is predator season where the predators are out roaming and a little bit more active. And so I did not want her plug or afterbirth to be an attractant, at least up here. There's Gizmo and Apollo to help keep them at bay. Yeah, see?
Baby cows for $50. Bottle baby calves.
Michelle, I would love to, but she's still very skittish of people. This is one of the things that once she gets through this labor and has a calf, we will be working with her to make her more gentle. And can cows get fleas? Yes, all mammals can get fleas. What type of pigs do we have? Well, we still have some American guinea hogs, but we are getting rid of most of those. I think we have 16 left, and 10 of them are going to Cattywampus Acres. And then the other 6 will probably butcher here. If not, just, I don't know. I think we're going to send all 16 to Cattywampus Acres. We're supposed to be taking them up there Tuesday. I think I'm just going to take all of them and just drop them off and leave. And be like, love you, bye. And just leave it at that. And then we have our Berkshires here, which is our bacon breed. And so we're excited. We love those. Now we're going to be using those to make prosciutto And
Jason, you need to talk to me.
all right, I'm gonna move this so the glare of the light is not there for y'all. But hopefully she'll lay back down. She's kind of getting used to us being out here and me bumping my gums. The Berkshires are the one that I'm considering.
Ooh, that's a good question. Can you have just one cow? Answer
No.
that one.
I mean, yes, you can, but I would never recommend it. We did it with it for like 2 years.
More than that, because we had
Yeah.
cheddar.
We did it for a while before we wised up. Cows are a herd animal, so they prefer to be with other cows. And pretty soon, I mean, after a little while, they will get lonely and they will go looking for other cows. Now, we did have some cows that seemed to buddy up with the goats and stuff when we had goats and everything, but she still went looking for her cow loving when she got her itch and she wanted it scratched by a bull.
So I just got a message from Lauren. She said, "Ted, tell Jason to shut his mouth." One other thing to mention too is that if you try to pair that herd animal with other herd animals, that if the cow decides she wants to get out, those other herd animals
Will follow, yep.
her because they are still a herd. So now instead of just chasing a cow, you could be chasing goats, sheep, everything else that's a herd animal too.
Again, you could get away with having one cow because we've done it for a long time, but you better have some super tall, super strong fencing, and you got to pay attention to them because I honestly think that sometimes they just get super lonely and they will start doing whatever they, especially if they catch a whiff of other cows nearby, they'll do whatever they can do to get to that herd. But I would not recommend it because you will have them constantly trying to get out, constantly just, and look, happy animals are tasty animals. And so if you can keep these animals happy and let them just enjoy being a cow, you know, like Salatin says, the cowness of the cow, you'll get more, you'll get a higher productivity out of them. You'll get a better tasting meat, in my opinion, and you'll have a lot less stress because stress does wear, just like how stress wears on you and I, it wears on them.
And all your dashboard stuff is here, and you can go live, I think, from here as well. I think.
Carl wants to know how many bulls do we have and how big is our herd? Well, right now, we have a small herd. We have we have one for sure bull on property, but we have one that we tried to ban, but I guess the bans were dry rotted and they popped, but I don't know how long they were on, so I don't know if his testicles are producing the bull sperm or not. Or they could just be hanging out and slapping his leg as he walks. So that's one of the things that's going to be very interesting about this birth here with Calf Pal, because we honestly don't know if it's going to be coming from the Texas Longhorn, Freckles, or if it's going to be, what's his name? Was it Ferdinand? Ferdinand. See, my daughters name every stinking animal on this property, and they know it. Even the chickens that look alike, they can tell you the difference of them. I don't do that. So do I. But, and so we have 5 steers, 4 steers,
3 and 1. We have 4 total.
4 total, and then 1 cow and 2 other heifers. So this will be a nice addition to our herd. I would love for this one to come out to be a heifer. No, this is not the cow I walked home. This is her daughter. I would love for this calf to be a heifer calf to help us build our herd up. But I know odds are more than likely it's going to be a bull. But we are slowly building our herd. But it was like that person said, if you can't afford to buy the animal, then you can't afford to take care of them and raise them. So Trip H said, you walked home story, please. Well, we had a storm come through and drop a tree on a fence. The skunk? Yeah, I know. I smell him too. And Daisy got out. And when she got out, we had to go run her down. And Daisy's halter broke. And so we just had to put the halter on her, and she just walks like a dog. She walks right with me in the heel position, and it was really nice. Internet in there. They need to get off of the internet. Can you text Robin and tell them to get everybody off the internet in the house? Please. I didn't even think about. Uh-oh. The heck was that about?
Yep.
Huh?
I've seen a lady give birth 3 times, and it looked a little bit like that. Same God, he's the same.
Hey, Albany Mountain Homestead. Yep, we're on calf watch. See, I think one of the reasons why them pigs are starting to get riled up, maybe they can smell it.
What we're gonna do is turn a couple loose for cleanup.
You know she's going to eat the afterbirth, right? Carl, what would my advice be for a newcomer? Save your money. Save your money. If you can't afford it right now, save your money.
Golf, it's cheaper.
And wait till you can afford it and you've got the land. Get your land first. Make sure you got the proper infrastructures in place, proper good solid fencing. If you got depending on the size of your homestead that you would purchase if you can make hay, or you can find a connection to purchase hay. And then I'd also look into buying or not buying, seeing where you can get feed at the best price. You got a lot of homework to do, Carl. And as you're learning all these things, you can be saving your money. And then, it depends on if you want to be in dairy cows or meat cows. There's always